This lane machine has 7 variable drive speeds. And it's important that these speeds are set properly because they affect the amount of oil that is applied to the lane and the lengthwise taper of your lane pattern. To access and monitor these drive speeds, we would simply hit the menu key until we arrive at Duster Control and Reset. Once there, we would put in our manager's password, and that will allow us access to the manager's menus. We will then hit the menu key until we arrive at the menu that says Adjust Drive IPS. Once there, you'll notice that there's a 0 at the top, and that actually will represent the number of the drive speed that you are monitoring. The number underneath will then represent the inches per second that that drive motor is turning at, and that is done by the tach sensor located on your drive shaft. To enter your first speed, we will hit the next key, and the first speed should be 9 to 10 inches per second. And we want that to flash or toggle back and forth. That allows us a tighter adjustment of that speed. If we hit the next key again, we will enter the second drive speed, which should be 13 to 14 inches per second. Speed 3 will be 17 to 18 inches per second. And notice that the drive speeds all increase by a level of 4 inches per second until we hit our final speed, which will be high speed. Speed 4 will be 21 to 22. Speed 5 will be 25 to 26. Speed 6 will be 29 to 30. And speed 7, which is your final speed, will be high speed. And that should be somewhere between 50 to 55 inches per second. If we hit the next key again, the drive motor will stop, and it will take us back to the beginning. If an adjustment needs to be made, we will do so by a series of trim pots located on the printed circuit board inside of the electrical compartment. By taking one screw out of the plastic cover, it will allow you to move the cover to the side and access these individual trim pots. The trim pot to the left will represent speed 1. And going from left to right, we will have speed 1, speed 2, speed 3, speed 4, speed 5, speed 6, and speed 7 will actually be the last trim pot, or the 8th trim pot. The 7th trim pot is a range potentiometer. If for some reason you could not get a speed high enough or low enough, we would then adjust that trim pot, which would in turn raise or lower all of the drive speeds. If we need to raise or increase a drive speed, we would turn the small trim pot inside with a precision screwdriver clockwise. To decrease that speed, we would go counterclockwise. In the event that we would adjust the range, it would be the opposite. Counterclockwise would increase the speed, and clockwise would decrease. Now, when we make this adjustment, we are doing this with no load or stress on the drive shaft, which means that the machine is not on the lane. Once we've set all of our drive speeds, we would then put the machine on the lane under full load and make sure that the speeds have held. In the event that they did not, we would then possibly adjust the IR compensation pot located on the speed control board to the left of your PLC.